It's been 1 year and something since I start working in PC. My projects mostly, they focus on women empowerment in different aspects. It's been 2 years since the project has been launched. We accomplished more or less almost 50% of the project target and objective. You just start the thing for them and then they go.
Listening to Asha is like opening a crack in the wall of silence. In the midst of one of the regions most affected by institutional neglect, structural poverty, and violence against women, she raises her voice, not with shouts, but with painful clarity. Asha is the project coordinator of the agreement that Medicusmundi Gipuzkoa is developing with the Pastoralist Concern organization in the Somali region of Ethiopia. Her daily work is about action, but her testimony is also an act of denunciation and construction. This episode is not just about what is being done, it's about what is already changing. In this region of East Africa, often invisible to maps and the media, hundreds of women are saying enough. Enough of silence, enough of submission, enough of invisibility. In the Somali region of Ethiopia, women have sustained life in silence for centuries. Today, some of them have decided to break that silence. The Somali region of Ethiopia is a land of extreme contrast. High temperatures, endless droughts, flash floods. In these hostile conditions, women have sustained life for generations. They are the ones who travel miles to fetch water, who care for livestock, who raise children, who maintain homes, and often who are subjected to ancient practices such as female genital mutilation or forced teenage marriages. Yet, they are rarely heard. They rarely occupy decision-making positions. They rarely appear in the statistics that define the future of their country. When we arrived there from Medicusmundi Gipuzkoa in 2015, the first thing we encountered was not poverty, it was dignity. It was a silent strength, woven among women who don't ask for charity, but for tools. Women who, if given an opportunity, multiply it. If they learn to read, they teach. If they form a cooperative, they expand it. If they dig a well, they distribute water. And Asha, from her position of leadership, knows it well. You can't ask a woman to defend her rights if she has nothing to stand on.
It's been 1 year and something since I started working in PC, mainly running the MMG projects. My projects mostly, they focus on women empowerment in different aspects, economically, education, everything, reducing the harmful traditional practices, reducing the gender-based violence, basically everything.
This episode begins with her voice, because her voice doesn't just tell what's happening, it transforms who we are. We invite you to listen not from a place of pity, but from a place of respect, from the awareness that what happens there, on the margins, also challenges us here, at the center. My name is Natalia Treus, and this is Ecofeminist Defenders, a podcast of Medicusmundi Gipuzkoa. Ethiopia is a country of enormous cultural and ancestral wealth, but also one of the most unequal in the world. On the United Nations Human Development Index, it ranks 175 out of 191. And within Ethiopia, the Somali region represents one of the harshest faces of this inequality. Located in the east of the country, bordering Somalia and Djibouti, it is a vast, dry and dispersed territory ravaged by climate change and territorial and political conflicts that have remained unresolved for decades. Here, droughts are not a seasonal phenomenon. They are a routine that determines everything: food, health, water, life. When there is no water, livestock die. When livestock die, families are left without a livelihood. And when that happens, women, those responsible for water, the home, and the community life, are the first to pay the price. But there is more. In this region, 98% of women suffer genital mutilation. 1 in 5 girls is forced to marry before the age of 18. More than half drop out of school when they begin menstruating, and many of them never return. Period poverty, lack of access to basic services, and the weight of a patriarchal culture often make the female body a place of suffering and silence.
We work mostly in the Somali region where women are less represented, they have less voice there, they're less educated. They do most of the job, but without recognition. So the projects, they're trying to change that by increasing their participation in the public sphere, by making the voiceless have voice, by educating the women no matter what age they are at, by giving them different economic incomes.
Pastoralist Concern and Medicusmundi Gipuzkoa work there, on the margins, where there are no hospitals or roads, where education is a privilege and water an emergency, where structural violence blends into the landscape, but also where, against all odds, women are beginning to organize. This episode is born from that place, from the dust, the heat, the resilience, because even though the statistics are stark, there's something stronger than numbers: the will to change what seemed immutable.
You cannot, okay, you tell a woman this is your right, ABC, fight for your rights, but then you don't give her a backup.
This project has 4 pillars: sexual and reproductive rights, access to water, economic autonomy, and literacy. Because you can't ask a woman to face violence if she has nothing to support herself.
Regarding the economy, those different cooperatives, the saving and credit cooperative, the women that we give money to and they start their business, they start including other women in their company. They start selecting, the most vulnerable women, and they start putting more women into their cooperative, and those cooperatives are growing.
The surprising thing isn't that they embrace change. It's that they expand it.
Women are mainly the ones who fetch the water and bring water home, and it's a very hard work, a very, very hard work. But now with the Convenio and with the other projects that we have, the MMG, we're constructing a new water points where it makes the women work easy, where there's bumps, there's hand bumps. They don't have to do anything, they just need to open the bump.
Before, a woman would walk for hours to fetch water. Now, she turns on a pump, fills her bucket, and returns with time, with strength.
And there is committee that have been created for every water point. 50% of this committee is women. Normally, men is the only one who has decision making when such things are built. But now in the Convenio, we're switching this perspective with including women in the committee. And for example, the committee is composed of 5 to 7 members. Each member will be a chairperson for a certain time. So which means a woman will be the chairperson, the boss, the big boss for a minute, and that shows you that they can say, they can order around, they can, their say will be listened to.
A woman who manages water begins to manage her community, her destiny. But that path for a woman is always fraught with obstacles.
The psychological violence. No one knows about those stuff. There's no much awareness creation about them because, they don't consider it as a violence. So we translate, for example, this particular line, we translate it into action by having different studies, understanding what gender-based violence is at the beginning. Then, after we get these results of the study, we try to create different group discussions where we orient the community that, violence is not only beating, raping, and, the common stuff we know. There is little stuff that can damage you for a lifetime. There's violence that might be happening at your house and you don't know that it's a violence, but it's a big violence and you need to know that this is not right. You shouldn't be okay with that. For example, for the female genital mutilation, we do different awareness. We celebrate with, the FGM Day. We work with the practitioners, the women who does the female genital mutilation by doing awareness creation with them, starting giving them new economic income, giving them another ideas of businesses. So they stop this thing.
For generations, women cut off their daughters. Today, many of those women are cutting themselves off from the past because now they have another option.
There's one activity in the convenue called Elder Committee. Initially in the project, when I joined the project, no one knew what's this activity. So the activity is creating some Elder Committee women. That's it, And then we went all, ambitious about that activity. So we actually created an Elder Committee woman who works as the same as the elder men in the community. So they solve problems, women goes to them, they try to solve whatever case that comes to them. Mostly men used to be the one who solves whatever problems is in the community. But now we have a strong women, an elder committee. And, the women they wanted someone to start this for them. And now they are so active. It's not only in the area that we work at, they start going to different areas. And they're now respected by the community. Women go straight to them. Women don't have to go to the men to share their problems with them. Now they have an elder women committee that they can share and who would understand them. So it's like, this is one of the biggest change. It's like a new concept in the Somali region. And it's been accepted by the Waradas.
Before, they couldn't speak. Now, they resolve conflict. They intervene in cases of violence. They are leaders.
Yeah, like for example, in the literacy classes, the women, usually women, they never knew how to read or how to write. They don't know how to even, when someone calls them, they don't know which number is it. So they don't know if they should pick up or they shouldn't pick up. So they have to find their kid or their husband to read the number for them. Now the literacy classes, the women are graduating, they're teaching their kids. They are working in their own businesses. They know how to call. They don't need anyone for anything. And they not only that, they even follow their kids at school. They ask them, "Where's your homework?"
Learning to read isn't just about learning words. It's about learning to say no, to make decisions, to write a new life.
They work into different subgroups. So each group is composed of 5 women. Each 5 women is doing a different businesses. The businesses, they could be trading animals. It could be working in natural products, are produced in the area. Some of them, they work in the livestock. Some of them, they work in the agriculture. So that's how they do it.
Women's cooperatives, independent, self-sustaining, organized, they are businesses. And they are a revolution.
I would say in the other regions, women, so especially women in the Somali region, they are seen as those victim, weak, whatever women. But when you go to the field, they're really strong.
They are not victims. They are roots. They are networks. They are the future.
But when you start giving them this management work from the community, from the Warada, which is like, Warada is younger than this, is smaller than the city. So when you start building these ideas from places that are smaller from the city, the ideas will start coming to the cities rather than start working from the city, and nothing goes to the waradas.
And now that they are together, they are unstoppable. This episode isn't just for listening. It's an invitation to look straight ahead, to question what we take for granted, to understand that the fight for rights is not the preserve of those with a voice, but of those who have had to earn it. With Asha and many other women, we have traveled the right roads of the Somali region, roads where there was once only resignation, now there is an end. Where there was silence, now there are words. Where there was obedience, now there is organization. They haven't waited for anyone to save them. They have begun to save each other. This is not a story of victims. It's a story of transformation. Because while in some parts of the world the future is being discussed, in others it is already being built with bare hands. With water pumps, with literacy, with cooperatives, with dignity. The women of the Somali region have shown us that you don't need permission to change things, just determination. And they have it, just the tools, and they are starting to have them. If they can change the world with so little, what will we do with so much?
I'm sure you will be a star in the media, and we will see your shows in the TV. See you soon. Stay safe.
Same to you. Ramadan Mubarak, Aisha. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
If you enjoyed this podcast, we'll be back soon with another episode. Another story about ecofeminist women that are changing communities around the world. See you soon. Agur!
Defensoras Ecofeministas is a podcast produced by Ulu Media for Medicusmundi Gipuzkoa. It has been recorded at Ulu Studio, in Lasarte. Production, Martín Echeverría and Oyer Aranzábal. Script, Xavier Echeverría. Sound design, Jaques Echeverría and Izotza Lastuei. Presenter, Natalia Treus. Presenter, Nerea Escolar.
Entzun hori. Ulu Media.